What's up, y'all? This is West to East Quest and I'm Igor, and in this video we're gonna continue our Tucker Carlson reaction video, commentary video, since it's so hot topic and you guys absolutely love it. So thank you for watching, and also if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I make videos as a foreigner traveling to Russia. I make videos as a foreigner traveling to Russia and filming St. Petersburg, Moscow, and exploring the whole country is my aim. So please subscribe and push like to the video. This time around, Tucker Carlson has continued his vlogging inside Russia and in Moscow. This is some kind of a shopping mall, and he's gonna go into, yes, Торгово развлекательный center. So it's only shopping and also like entertainment center, Gagarinsky. Moscow, I'm not familiar that much as St. Petersburg, but there's like hundreds, thousands of different shopping malls in Moscow. So this is typical shopping mall probably for Moscow and for St. Petersburg. And he's gonna go into a grocery store and check out what we see and compare that to America. So right, let's go.
So a long-standing feature, maybe the longest-standing feature of Cold War propaganda in the West was the Soviet grocery store. No products, no choices, shoddily made things. And it wasn't actually propaganda, it was real. And you can look up the pictures on the internet if you want. So we thought it would be interesting to take a look at a contemporary, modern-day, 2024 Russian grocery store, 2 years into sanctions.
So yes, even though he referred to Soviet Union having, and you see those pictures from the end of the 80s, which is, people think that was the case all the time. That was the case of severe changes in the country, of course, but sure, it wasn't as, it never was as in capitalistic world, the Western world, but it worked out pretty long. I'm not like a defender of communism or anything, but I'm just saying that's the images people know that don't have any reference to the reality of the Soviet world, and they only know by few documentaries they saw is very different. If you ask like people from the Soviet times, and I was born actually in the Soviet Union, I'm really proud of it. Even though that was the Soviet era, it's the same propaganda continues nowadays in the media. And when you can check out my new video on my channel about the grocery store experience in St. Petersburg, nighttime shopping in a hypermarket. The situation is very different, and that's what I've been filming years and years in Russia and showing sometimes the grocery stores and shopping malls. The experience is very different to what you think it is, and that's the most common reaction from people watching, the Western people who don't have a clue except to their propagandish media that hey, everything is fine, people are shopping. In general, if you go there, it's actually more normal than in your local store probably, and you know, the prices are okay for Russians. Mostly. Some are very cheap, some a little bit more expensive, just in the regular stores around the world. The point is, it's not empty as you might think. Everything is fine. And if you think that foreign companies that left, or assumably left, the space is empty, no, they just came up with capitalism worked in Russia. Somebody else took that spot and started like own production.
There we go. So I guess you put in 10 rubles here, and you get it back when you put the cart back.
10 rubles, guys, is 10 cents, euros, dollars, cents.
So it's free, but there's an incentive to return it and not just bring it to your homeless encampment. Okay, this is the grocery cart escalator. This is designed, I'm figuring this out now, where the wheels don't move, they lock on the grocery cart.
I don't know, is this some kind of a rarity in America? Because I've seen this not only in Russia, it's also in European countries. This is like normal. Nobody is presenting this as a new Russian technology. Nothing like that. It's just Tucker's reaction to this escalator with a twist.
Escalator. Look, Ma, no hands. Retail placement here is a little bit different. So it's like walking through Macy's to get to Whole Foods. Okay, we've gotten through the perfume.
But that's because he's in shopping mall and entertainment. So probably there's on the fifth, or I don't know how many floors is there. There's a complex with different games and, you know, maybe movies and stuff, you know, things to do. I even saw in Voronezh, which is my city where my roots are, south from Moscow. So there was actually an amusement park on the inside the shopping mall. It's crazy. With all the stuff going on, you drive in the cars and stuff. Russia is amazing, guys.
Perfume section to get to the grocery store. So we're gonna try and buy what a family of four would buy.
Auchan is one of the cheapest grocery stores, and it's proper, not like a ghetto. I'm gonna release a ghetto shopping grocery store, ghetto, one of the lower level grocery stores. You're gonna see it next on my channel. But the Auchan is like decent for normal people grocery store, and it's usually a bigger one. It's like a huge one. They don't have a small grocery stores in the suburbs neighborhoods.
See what the selection is, and we're going to see what it costs. Now, Russia is famous for its bread, which is one thing I can assess pretty well. The low-carb lifestyle has not swept Russia.
Yes, low-carb lifestyle has not swept Russia. It has in Russia, by the way. It's hard to find sometimes in a normal-sized grocery store, like a zero versions of Coca-Cola or Pepsi, or the Russian colas. So it's yeah, everything is with mayonnaise and etc. But it's good. And at the same time, you can definitely see by yourself that people are healthier. There's no that as much as of obesity and that type of stuff as in the West. That's like something that my foreign viewers always tend to say and notice themselves.
Thank heaven, because I mean, look at that. It's fresh too. Look at that. Oh, come on. Unicorn and mini mills.
Then there's also, because there's a huge minority from Caucasus areas, Georgians, Armenians, Tajiks, from parts of Russia or neighboring countries. And there's a lot of minority groups in Russia, and they brought their own food, cuisine and culture into Russia. And for example, Georgian restaurants are one of the most popular ones in Russia. I like it too, good shashliks and soups, and but not low carbs for sure. They usually, sometimes in this type of places, you might also have lipyoshki, which is like a bread, flat bread, but it's freshly made in a special ovens right on the spot inside the shopping, the grocery store.
All right. Some kind of Russian wheat cookies. Ooh, we need coffee.
By the way, Russia is also famous for pastries and cakes. That's what I say. Definitely have some cakes, and you can buy it. You don't need to go out to a pastry or like a proper shop to buy one. They have good in the different sections also. But also cookies. Russian cookies are great, and wheat cookies. Excellent choice, Tucker. I don't know what they all buying, but I know approximately right away what the price range they are. But that type of I don't know the brand, but it's probably like around $1 that piece of cookie package.
Coffee, don't we?
Coffee, yes.
I don't know if this is sugar or flour, to be honest with you, but it looks like a staple, so we should get it. It's a very good-looking package. It's got to be flour, right? And this is Russian wine. It
looks like a staple just because it's standing in the middle of a it probably just have a good price on it, so that's why they're selling. I don't think there's like a huge. There's so many companies that produce food in Russia and so I don't think there's one like must-have brand. There's a huge competition as well. For example, in milk, definitely. For example, Prostokvashino not rules, but it's popular. But I wouldn't say it's like a staple that everybody must have. There's a different choices you can do. But yeah, then we go into Crimean wine.
Crimea, which not only has the warm water naval base, but also is the source of most of the grapes in this part of Russia for wine. So it's apparently pretty good.
And I see very often Crimean wine, and Crimean wine has always been popular in Russia and probably maybe in Europe as well. So he said exactly correctly. But Crimea joined Russia in 2014, so he didn't actually acknowledge this situation in the background. And I think it's good because you don't need to, mix politics with these type of videos.
Cheese puffs. You check out of a grocery store and you've got...
He was in the shortly, they did it really short. My video is a bit longer, but he visited this cheese puffs and probably a chips section. I always tell you guys the most favorite chips in Russia is Lay's, definitely 100%. So maybe cheese puffs, they might be a local production, but they do have the also, what's the most American, the most popular tacos? Cheetos. I've seen Cheetos as well in Russia. So I don't know, probably not Cheetos, that because he would have bring it up, since he brings up everything that is American, and there's plenty of American like beer and stuff, as I show you in my videos. So watch also my other videos, guys, from grocery stores and daily life. But anyway, check it out. Let's continue to chocolate bars.
Gum, razor blades, and candy. Actually, they hide the razor blades because we steal them. But these are all seem to be Western products. Mars, Twix, Snickers, Milky Way, Bounty, Gillette, Halls cough drops.
And yes, you can find Mars, Twix, Snickers, and Russian knockoffs in different versions easily in Russia. But I noticed the prices because he's in Ashani, despite it's Moscow, which is normally more expensive. Those, I saw Mars was 49, that's 50 cents. And usually it's around $1, €1, so 90 or 100, around 100 or 80, 90 cents, or 80, 90 rubles. So Ashan is a good priced place. The razor blades and the type of stuff is pretty expensive. Well, more expensive. It's way cheaper than in the West, but still Gillette is like international brand, so the price is higher. I've seen the same thing, by the way, in Finland as well, that these places are right next to the at the cashier. It's not like the Russians steal. Notice, I think it's like a worldwide phenomenon, just trying to block some racist trolls by saying this.
Mentos. It's pretty non-sanctioned to me, but what do I know?
Sanctions mentioned, and yes, many companies have left, or many companies have rebranded themselves. For example, there's a ex-Coca-Cola company that produces Dobry Cola, Kind Cola, and they're not knockoffs. They just, I don't think the word is correct but anyways, so there's a lot of companies that are in restaurant world, etc., that are still in Russia, but they have maybe done it differently. KFC renamed itself partially. KFC, Rostix, McDonald's sold out but remained under the different name, under a Russian company, but also Vkusnaya Tochka. But there's an interesting thing that, by the way, they have the right to buy themselves back during the 15 years. Notice this. So they left, somebody left for good, and etc. So I think it's all just a game, for them, the PR game.
I went from amused to legitimately angry.
Well, they're buying a lot of stuff.
So we were guessing what this would cost. Everybody here is from the United States, buys groceries, and we didn't pay any attention to costs as we were just putting in the cart what we would actually eat over a week. And we all came in around $400, about $400. It was $104 US here. And
so that's they bought a lot of stuff. We didn't see it. I don't know why they didn't show it. 100. If I buy two, depends on what. But if I buy groceries, and when I buy groceries in Russia, and I have 2 full bags of food, and that would cost me maybe 20, 30, max 40. Euros, dollars, that's 4,000 rubles, and that's quite a lot, and you can do cheaper than that if you want to. So they bought food for 4 people. Is that what he said? And it cost $100. That's 10,000 rubles, as you can see. 44 items. All right, Tavarov 44 items for 100. Well, yeah, it depends what they bought, of course. But it's a relatively big. Divided by 4, you get the $20, just as I said. Got it. I was right.
That's when you start to realize that ideology maybe doesn't matter as much as you thought. Corruption. If you take people's standard of living and you tank it through filth and crime and inflation, and they literally can't buy the groceries they want, at that point, maybe it matters less what you say or whether you're a good person or a bad person. You're wrecking people's lives in their country, and that's what our leaders have done to us. And coming to a Russian grocery store, the heart of evil, and seeing what things cost and how people live, it will radicalize you against our leaders. That's how I feel anyway, radicalized.
All right, so that was an interesting outcome that he finished off with. What you guys think? I tried to explain the best I could to you guys about the daily shopping experience in Russia. So that's Moscow, reacting to Tucker Carlson's visit to Moscow grocery store. What you guys think? Does he have a point? Do I have a point in my commentary? Please give a thumbs up, comment down below, and of course become a subscriber to West East Quest channel. I'm Igor, a foreigner traveling to Russia and filming and showing you the reality of Russia with a Western perspective through the lenses, literally lenses of the West, because I've lived all my life in the West. Guys, thank you for watching and bye-bye. Пока.